How are you, my little one? Are you ready for today's story? Prophet Abraham, was born in the city of Babylon in Iraq, among a people who worshipped idols. His father used to carve and sell these idols for people to worship. Ibrahim was puzzled. How could these stones, made by human hands, have any power or greatness? He began to question their worth and wonder about the true Creator who deserved worship. One day, Ibrahim sat thinking deeply about God. As he looked at the sky, he saw a shining star and exclaimed, "This must be God, for it is bright and beautiful." But when morning came, the star disappeared. Ibrahim said, "God does not disappear." The next night, he saw the moon glowing in the sky and thought, "This must be God." Yet when the sun rose, the moon vanished. Ibrahim said again, "God does not disappear." Then he looked at the sun, shining brightly and lighting the entire earth. Surely this must be God, he thought. But as evening came, the sun set. At that moment, Ibrahim realized the truth. "These are all creations of God," he said. "The true God is the one who created them and everything else." Ibrahim went to his father, who was sitting and worshiping the idols he made with his own hands. Ibrahim spoke to him about God's power as the creator of all things and pointed out how idols could neither help nor harm. But his father became angry, ordered him to stop, and threatened him with severe punishment if he continued. Undeterred, Ibrahim kept calling his people to worship Allah and leave their idol worship. But they refused and clung to their disbelief. One day, when the townspeople were away, Ibrahim went to the temple. He smashed all the idols with an axe, leaving only the largest one and placing the axe in its hands. When the people returned and saw their idols destroyed, they asked, "Who did this to our gods?" Ibrahim said, "It must have been the largest one. Ask him if he can speak." He hoped they would realize the idols were powerless and turn to Allah, but instead they became furious. They decided to punish Ibrahim by burning him alive. The people dug a massive pit, filled it with wood and fuel, and set it ablaze. The fire was so intense that they couldn't get close to it. So they built a catapult to throw Ibrahim into the flames. As he was launched into the fire, Ibrahim said, "Allah is enough for me, and He is the best disposer of affairs." Allah commanded the fire, "Be cool and peaceful" for Ibrahim, and he emerged unharmed, leaving everyone astonished. One day, Ibrahim asked Allah to show him how He brings the dead to life. Allah said, "Do you not believe?" Ibrahim replied, "I do, but so that my heart may be at ease." Allah instructed him to take 4 birds, cut them into pieces, and place each piece on a different mountain. Then Ibrahim called them, and the birds came back to life and flew to him whole once again. News of Ibrahim's survival from the fire reached Nimrod, the king of Babylon, who claimed to be a god. Nimrod summoned Ibrahim for a debate in front of a large crowd. Ibrahim said, "My Lord is the one who gives life and causes death." Nimrod brought out 2 men, killed one, and spared the other, saying, "I too give life and cause death." Ibrahim then challenged him, saying, "Allah brings the sun from the east, so bring it from the west if you can." Nimrod was stunned and unable to respond. When Nimrod gathered an army to fight Ibrahim, Allah sent a swarm of mosquitoes that consumed their flesh and destroyed them. A single mosquito entered Nimrod's nose and tormented him until he died. Ibrahim continued his mission, but only his nephew Lot, and a woman named Sarah believed in him. Ibrahim married Sarah, and Allah instructed him to leave Babylon with Sarah and Lut. leading them to Palestine. During a famine in Palestine, Abraham traveled to Egypt to seek provisions. The Egyptian ruler would take any beautiful woman and kill her husband. When Abraham and Sarah were summoned, they told the ruler that Abraham was her brother to protect him. The ruler tried to touch Sarah, but she prayed to Allah, and he was struck with paralysis. After she prayed for his healing, he tried again and was paralyzed once more. Frightened, he released her and gifted her a servant named Hagar. Since Sarah could not have children, she suggested that Abraham marry Hagar. Together, they had a son named Ishmael. However, Sarah became jealous and asked Abraham to take Hagar and Ishmael away. Abraham brought them to the barren desert of Mecca. Later, 2 angels visited Abraham to deliver the news that Sarah would give birth to a son, Isaac, who would become a prophet. When they refused to eat his food, Abraham realized they were messengers of Allah. They told him they were on their way to punish the people of Lut. Meanwhile, in Mecca, Hagar and baby Ishmael ran out of water. In desperation, Hagar ran between the hills of Safa and Marwa 7 times in search of water. Allah then caused the spring of Zamzam to gush forth from beneath Ishmael's feet, providing them with water. Ibrahim returned to Mecca later and with Ishmael built the Kaaba as a place of worship for Allah. Together they prayed, "Our Lord, accept this from us. Indeed, you are the all-hearing, the all